Power senses power long before words ever leave the tongue. That's not poetry, it's biology. Studies show the human brain can register dominant signals in as little as 39 milliseconds. Now picture this, a Sigma male, a man who operates outside the usual ladders of status, suddenly standing face to face with someone forged from the same rare steel. This isn't a greeting, it's a silent collision. While most men spend their lives posturing for attention, when two Sigmas lock eyes, there's no theatrics, no noise, no desperate reach for approval. What unfolds instead is a quiet duel of presence. Two predators circling, calculating, weighing one another without uttering a single word. And here's the twist, the rest of the world barely notices. To the outsider, it's nothing more than two men exchanging looks. To those who understand, it's a battlefield disguised in silence, like watching two grandmasters play chess. To most, it's wood on a board. To them, it's war in stillness. That's the essence of a Sigma meeting his equal, raw recognition stripped of performance, tension so sharp it could cut the air. This isn't just another tale of friendship, rivalry, or dominance. This is the moment when an unstoppable force collides with an immovable object, and neither one dares to flinch. Number 1, the inevitable separation. When two Sigma males cross paths, their story almost always ends the same way, with separation. Not from betrayal, not from ego, and not from conflict, but because their very nature demands it. Both men are wired to walk their own solitary road, and their collision is never meant to be permanent. A Sigma doesn't hunger for company, not even from his equal. What he treasures most is his sovereignty. When another Sigma enters the frame, that same independence is reflected back at him. It's electrifying. It's rare. But it's also a reminder that his life was never built for long-term alliances. There's respect, even admiration, for the intelligence, the insight, and the discipline they see in one another. Yet respect doesn't alter their blueprint. Each carries obsessions, burdens, and missions no one else can fully shoulder. They may share conversations others couldn't decode, trade secrets few are worthy of hearing, or even form a bond that feels unshakable in the moment. But beneath it all, both know the truth, the clock is ticking. They are lone wolves, and wolves don't run in pairs. They drift. They vanish. Unlike ordinary friendships that fracture in bitterness, this parting carries no betrayal, no shouting, no blame. It's more like a silent pact, an unspoken recognition that says, we met, we sharpened one another, and now we move on. And in that leaving, there is no weakness, only respect for destiny. Neither clings, because clinging is dependency, and dependency poisons their nature. Ironically, separation often leaves both men altered. A Sigma rarely meets someone who mirrors his intensity, so the encounter lingers. He may carry away sharper discipline, deeper perception, or newfound awareness of his blind spots. But he will not stay, because staying would dilute who he is. He takes what he needs, and so does the other. That's the paradox, both beauty and tragedy. When two Sigmas meet, the moment is unforgettable, but never eternal. It's lightning striking twice, only to vanish back into the night. Number 2, dangerous levels of understanding. When a Sigma male meets his equal, the real danger isn't rivalry, it's recognition. Suddenly, he's face to face with someone who can see straight through the very defenses that have protected him for years. The carefully measured silences, the calculated pauses, the strategic disappearances, moves that usually bewilder others, don't work here. His equal spots them instantly. Not because he studied them, but because he lives by the same code. This kind of understanding is dangerous because it strips away the Sigma's strongest weapon, invisibility. For the first time, he realizes his camouflage has boundaries. The pauses that usually buy him leverage now look like stalling. His sharp control of dialogue appears obvious. Even his retreats, those calculated withdrawals to rebuild strength, are recognized for exactly what they are. That level of awareness unsettles him because it means someone else holds the map to his inner workings. But here's the twist, it's not just a threat, it's magnetic. There's a strange respect in being seen this clearly. Most people misinterpret Sigmas, labeling their silence as arrogance, their independence as coldness. But with his equal, no translation is needed. And that feels both dangerous and liberating. Yet it comes with a cost. If someone can read him this well, then any betrayal or competition would cut deeper than anything he's ever faced. That's when paranoia creeps in. The result is a psychological tightrope, trust tangled with suspicion. On one hand, he values the honesty of being understood without masks. On the other, he fears the exposure that comes with it. It's like handing someone the keys to a vault and hoping they don't open it. What emerges isn't simple friendship or rivalry, but a fragile balance of cooperation and caution. They may work together, but neither forgets the unspoken truth, the other knows exactly where the weak spots lie. And that is what makes this level of recognition so perilous. It turns two lone strategists into mirrors, forcing each to confront a harsh reality: you can't outplay the man who already knows the game. Number 3, a clash without collision. When two Sigma males meet, their clash isn't marked by fists, shouting, or dramatic confrontations. It unfolds in silence, through subtle exchanges, unspoken challenges, and the heavy tension of recognition. Both men know that physical conflict is pointless. It proves nothing except weakness. The true battleground is the mind, where every pause, every word, and every glance becomes a calculated move in a quiet war. The first stage is intellectual. Each Sigma is used to being the sharpest observer in the room, the one who spots patterns others miss. But this time, his insights are matched with equal sharpness. Dialogue turns into layered exchanges, loaded with double meanings and probing questions meant to test boundaries. It's not small talk, it's fencing with language, precision and wit, cutting deeper with every phrase, though neither man loses composure. Then comes the moral battlefield. Sigma males may reject authority, but they still live by strict personal codes. When two of them cross paths, those codes can align, or collide. One may value freedom above all, the other unbending principles over flexibility. These aren't arguments that end in handshakes. They're silent standoffs where each man measures the other's integrity against his own. Winning doesn't mean persuading, it means proving consistency. The most dangerous arena is strategy. Both are long-game thinkers, planners who manipulate outcomes through subtle moves invisible to the average eye. But here, every tactic is anticipated, every angle countered. Neither dominates, because neither is predictable. The result is a stalemate, two players facing not just the game, but someone capable of rewriting its rules. What makes this clash unique is its restraint. There's no chest beating or theatrical showdown to impress onlookers. That kind of display belongs to alphas who need validation. Sigmas don't. Their war is invisible to outsiders but brutal to those inside it. It's a silent duel of recognition, each man quietly admitting, "You're not ordinary, and I can't dismiss you." That's why it's a clash without collision. No fists fly, no words explode, yet the impact is seismic. Neither leaves bruised, but both emerge sharper, like steel hardened in the fire of resistance. Number 4, the predator's gaze. When two Sigma males lock eyes, it's never casual. It's something primal, almost biological, that cuts deeper than social politeness. Most men avert their gaze when eye contact lingers too long, either out of intimidation or unconscious submission. But Sigmas don't flinch. They don't yield. They don't play that game. Instead, when their eyes meet, neither man shifts. Neither blinks. Neither concedes. That one extra second of held focus carries an unmistakable message: another apex predator has entered the territory. What makes this moment so electric is that it isn't aggression. Aggression is loud, sloppy, desperate. This is different, calm, sharp, and unsettling. It's pure recognition. Each man instinctively knows he's staring at someone cut from the same cloth, someone who shares the same instincts, the same calculated detachment, the same refusal to be dominated. It's not ego. It's survival wiring. Predators recognize predators. The silence of that locked gaze is what makes it powerful. No words are needed, because the exchange isn't verbal, it's instinctual. The look says, "I see you. I know what you are." And in that stretched moment, no hierarchy forms. Instead, balance does. Neither bows, neither escalates. They simply measure one another in silence, and that measurement lingers long after the eyes part. This kind of recognition creates both tension and respect. Tension, because each Sigma knows the other cannot be easily manipulated, deceived, or dismissed. Respect, because both understand how rare it is to meet someone with the same unshakable core. To outsiders, it looks like nothing, just two men glancing briefly. But within that stare lies a dialogue more powerful than 1,000 words. That is the predator instinct at work. Not hostile, not submissive, just alert, unyielding, and razor-sharp. It isn't two egos colliding. It's two forces acknowledging one another without blinking. And in the Sigma world, holding that stare for even a fraction longer is more dangerous, and more revealing, than any spoken challenge could ever be. Number 5, respect before brotherhood. For Sigma males, friendship is never the starting line, it's the outcome of something far heavier: respect. When two of them cross paths, there's no instant leap into brotherhood, no shallow bonding over hobbies, and definitely no forced camaraderie. Respect is their only currency, and if it isn't earned, it doesn't exist. Without it, there's no foundation, no trust, no rivalry, not even curiosity. This is what separates them from most men. Many confuse friendliness with loyalty or mistake shared interests for connection. A Sigma doesn't operate that way. His bonds are built on principle, not convenience. When he meets his equal, the first instinct isn't to embrace, it's to test. These tests are invisible, woven into silences, choices, and the subtle weight of integrity. Does he stand firm when pressure hits? Does he speak with conviction, or trade truth for approval? Neither sigma tries to win the other over. There's no performance, no sales pitch. They simply observe and measure. That's why their early interactions often feel tense, less like a conversation, more like two men running background checks on each other's souls. Respect isn't demanded. It's revealed slowly, piece by piece, through the consistency of action. When respect finally takes root, something rare happens. A door cracks open, not wide, but just enough for trust to enter. And if two sigmas respect one another, the bond is unlike anything else. It doesn't depend on convenience, flattery, or constant presence. It's grounded in principle. But if respect never forms, there's no dramatic fallout, no fiery ending. It simply fades into indifference, because without respect, there was never anything real to protect. That's why respect comes before friendship in the sigma world. Bonds may follow, rivalries may spark, but without respect as the bedrock, there is nothing, and both men know it. Number 6. Trust as a dangerous gamble. Between two sigma males, trust is never casual, it's a gamble with stakes far higher than with anyone else. Trust here doesn't mean swapping secrets or relying on someone. It means lowering the defenses that have kept them untouchable for years. And when your equal stands across from you, someone who understands your tactics, your silences, and your escapes, trust feels like handing him a loaded weapon and praying it won't be turned against you. What makes it so dangerous isn't the act of betrayal itself, but the depth of it. A sigma expects deception from ordinary people and has armor built for it. But betrayal from an equal? That's a wound that doesn't close. Only someone on the same level has the knowledge to strike at the core, past the pride, past the solitude, past the carefully protected walls. That's why every conversation about cooperation or shared strategy carries an almost suffocating tension. Still, paradoxically, sigmas do gamble on trust, but never recklessly. They test. They measure. They watch for consistency, integrity, and cracks in character. Trust is never handed over whole, it's extended in fragments, cautiously, and always with one eye on the exit. Even in alliance, part of the sigma mind stays armed, ready to retreat if the ground shifts. This makes their partnerships rare, fragile, and immensely powerful when they do exist. If two sigmas manage to trust one another, the connection is sharp, efficient, and free of fluff, rooted in necessity, not sentimentality. But always shadowed by the awareness that one mistake could shatter it beyond repair. For them, trust is nitroglycerin, useful, explosive, and too dangerous to mishandle. A betrayal from 10 enemies might sting, but betrayal from an equal can dismantle an entire worldview. That's why even when trust is earned, tension never truly disappears. Number 7. Recognition without admiration. When two sigma males cross paths, admiration is never part of the exchange. They don't place each other on pedestals, glorify achievements, or fall into the worship dynamics of typical hierarchies. What they offer instead is raw recognition, blunt, unsentimental, and stripped of flattery. One sigma looks at the other and silently concedes, "You're not beneath me. You're not above me. You're the kind of rival I can't ignore." For most people, a sigma's world is background noise, easily read, easily dismissed. But meeting his equal changes the equation. Suddenly, he faces someone who cannot be manipulated, swayed, or outpaced. This doesn't create admiration. It sparks awareness. Each sigma becomes a mirror that reflects sharper possibilities, pushing the other to refine, adapt, and evolve. Admiration softens judgment, recognition sharpens it. That's why sigmas never idealize each other. They see the brilliance, yes, but also the cracks, blind spots, and contradictions. This level of clarity makes their interactions brutally honest. It's not about applause. It's about pressure. Recognition, not admiration, and in the sigma world, recognition carries more power than praise ever could. Number 8. Alliances built on need, not want. When two sigma males join forces, it's never out of sentiment or companionship. They don't think, "I like you, let's be friends." That kind of shallow bonding belongs to men who crave validation. Sigmas ally only when necessity demands it, a mission, a goal, or a pressing outcome. Their cooperation is stripped bare. What's the objective, and how do we get there? The result is sharp, surgical efficiency. No wasted motion. No drama. No empty loyalty. While their alliances are lethal in execution, they are also fragile. Once the mission is over, the connection dissolves without mourning or nostalgia. To outsiders, it may look cold. To sigmas, it's simply truth. This clarity is what makes their partnerships powerful. No emotional debts. No hidden expectations. Just pure focus. Their alliances are temporary, but while they last, they are unshakable. In the Sigma world, bonds are never about want, they're about need. And that's exactly why they stay razor sharp. Number 9, the mutual refusal to submit. When two Sigma males meet, the idea of submission doesn't even exist. Submission belongs to hierarchies, and Sigmas live outside that system. They don't bow to alphas, dominate betas, or expect surrender from their equals. Instead, they establish a fragile equilibrium, neither kneeling, neither colliding. This refusal creates an almost electric tension. Each stands unshaken, unwilling to bend, but equally unwilling to waste energy on dominance games. For Sigmas, bending is betrayal of self. That's why their interaction isn't about proving strength, it's about coexistence without compromise. Outsiders expect power struggles, but Sigmas conserve their fire for what truly matters. Their unspoken pact becomes the silent handshake of mutual respect. Two men who don't bow, don't bend, and don't break, each honoring the other's unyielding stance without ever calling it weakness. Number 10, the rare exchange of vulnerability. Every so often, when two Sigma males meet, there's a fleeting moment when the walls drop. Not with tears or confessions, but with stripped-down fragments of truth. A Sigma rarely opens up to anyone, but his equal carries the same solitude, the same lifelong price of walking a path alone. This exchange isn't born of fragile trust. It's born of recognition, you pay the same cost I do. In those moments, they may share the loneliness of severed ties, missed opportunities, or the weight of isolation. They may even admit, without words, that solitude sometimes feels like exile, not strength. But once spoken, the walls rise again. Vulnerability is never a habit for a Sigma, it's too risky, too binding. What remains is respect, knowing that for a brief instant, they shared the silence with someone who truly understood. Number 11, the silent rivalry for territory. When two Sigma males occupy the same space, an unspoken question hovers in the air: whose ground is this? Unlike alphas, they don't shout or demand recognition. Their rivalry is subtler, sharper, almost invisible. It's not about physical land. It's about presence, influence, control of the environment. One Sigma may draw the gravity of the room, the other studies the shift. One sets the pace, the other tests by withdrawing. Each measures the ripple effect of his presence with predator-like calculation. This rivalry rarely erupts into conflict. It simmers in silence, each encounter adding another layer of negotiation. Sometimes equilibrium forms, sometimes one steps aside strategically. But either way, the mark remains, because they both ask the same question, and only one answer exists: who truly owns this space? Number 12, the fragile brotherhood of outsiders. The bond between two Sigma males is both rare and precarious. It isn't built on dependence or constant companionship. It's forged in mutual recognition, the eerie familiarity of solitude. Both know what it means to reject the throne and refuse servitude. This bond is powerful but volatile. Neither submits. Neither leads. Neither allows himself to shrink. Equality this strict is dangerous: one misstep, one betrayal, and the connection collapses permanently. There are no second chances. To outsiders, this brotherhood seems cold, even indifferent. But beneath the stillness lies something profound, two outsiders briefly finding shelter in each other's presence. They don't seek escape from solitude, only recognition within it. When the word brother is used, it carries unshakable weight, until it doesn't. Because this bond is rare enough to feel unbreakable, yet fragile enough to end without repair. Final thoughts. When a Sigma male meets his equal, it isn't about friendship, admiration, or dominance. It's about raw recognition. Rivalry without hatred. Alliance without dependence. Brotherhood without chains. Two men who don't kneel, don't bend, and don't explain, each standing as proof that the world's hierarchies are irrelevant. And that's why it fascinates, unsettles, and lingers. Because when a Sigma meets his equal, the air shifts, the ground trembles, and evolution is forced on both sides. If you found this breakdown powerful, subscribe for more brutally honest insights. Like the video, drop your thoughts in the comments, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next.